Ain't nothing to it
All right,
but
cheers.
to do it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wait, I wasn't ready.
It's foaming.
Welcome to the Movie Podium.
Thank you.
A weekly podcast where we collectively choose a movie to watch, and at the end of the week, we get together and talk about it. It's kind of like a book club.
But for movies.
It's for
But
movies.
for movies.
But for movies.
We also
it's for
came up
movies.
with a set of questions to ask ourselves, such as, is this a podium movie or a top 3 in the year of its respective release? I'm your host, Matt Scott, and I'm here with my dudes, Eric,
Hello.
Dave.
Oh, me. Yeah, hi.
Happy birthday, Daniel.
Happy birthday, Daniel.
Birthday, buddy.
37.
Hello, John.
The fireworks go off.
37.
Oh,
Nice.
that's a prime number.
Fucking old man.
Hello, John.
Hello, John.
Hello,
Hello, John.
Hello, John.
Matt,
Hello, John.
Daniel.
Hello, John.
Dave, Kevin.
And Cooking with Kevin.
Hey, that's me.
Short version, fuck him.
Short version,
Aw.
yeah. You don't get that. This week we celebrate Daniel's birthday with one of his favorite films. And without
Ooh.
further ado, we present our next movie. Sounds familiar.
Nazis are bad. They're trying to steal the Ark of the Covenant, but Indiana Jones ain't gonna let them. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I mean, fudge yeah.
This movie had Han Solo in it. Did you guys know that?
Oh, I was a little early on that one.
You guys have C-3PO and R2-D2.
Yeah.
Does it?
Fun fact.
Yeah. In
Hey.
one of the hieroglyphics, you can see C-3PO and R2-D2.
Nice. That's going to be random
Save
ass
that.
facts.
Yeah, save that
Jesus.
for the random ass facts. Come on.
We've already,
Sorry.
we've already
We'll
gone there.
expound on that random ass fact later.
Well, there's no expounding on it. That's just
That's it.
Well, we'll just say it again.
Just say it again. Yeah. Say it again. No. So, obviously, this is a pretty timeless classic, and it's crazy that this movie came out 43 years ago. Daniel, why did you pick this one?
I think, in my opinion, this is one of those perfect movies that is just perfect from start to finish. Like, it's just the story's there, the characters are there, the pacing is there. Like, it's just from start to finish. I think it's just a perfect movie.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, when I was trying to think of my least favorite thing, it was very difficult. It's not
Yes,
something that I
lots
thought
of-
was bad about the movie, but it was least favorite. Right.
Right.
That's the category name.
It
That's
was
a
hard
separate
for me to
category.
find a
Can we
like
say? Can
because
we,
there were
guys?
so
Can we
many.
stick to the format? I'm getting confused.
Well, if you want my least favorite, no. All right, random ass facts. Let's do it. So this got a 8.4 on IMDb, which is 60th all time on IMDb's list.
Damn.
Is that
So that's higher
Thor?
than Thor.
Probably not.
It's very much higher than Thor.
Oh.
Is it higher than Red Heat?
It's very higher than Red Heat.
I could take a dump in a bucket for 45 minutes, and it would be redder than Red Heat.
Redder. Hotter. Would it
All
be?
right.
It'd be hotter than Red Heat for sure.
Probably. 45
So-
minutes is
It
a
is.
long dump.
Do any of you guys have any ones before
Your
I
legs
throw them
would
out there?
Probably fall asleep.
They're still talking about
Wait,
shitting.
what?
They're talking
Oh,
about
good.
dumping in a
I was
bucket.
still talking about Daniel's dump. This is
Oh.
his birthday. Like,
Let them talk about dumps. Damn.
So, random ass facts. I have
Yep.
one.
Ooh.
All right, go for it.
In this movie, you can see C-3PO and R2-D2 in the hieroglyphic in the Well of Souls.
Holy shit! No way. Where?
Wow.
I did not know that.
Did not see that coming.
do you gotta like watch close to
Yeah.
catch
See-
it? All right. This,
At first,
It's
you
not
didn't say it was
it's
in the
not
well.
like
glad-
slapping you in the face.
right.
It's like-
I wanted
yeah.
to make sure it wasn't like out in the open.
No.
Like they were in the background just walking around.
Right? They're just out in the desert.
They're like, this isn't Tatooine.
They're filming Star Wars at the same time.
They just didn't get him out of the shot. Ah, shit.
So
I got
first
one.
Oh no, go for it. All right, see if you take any. of mine.
I didn't look it up, so hopefully it's accurate. But but is that the guy that tries to dupe Indiana Jones in the beginning? That's Doc Ock, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
From that one Spider-Man movie. Yeah.
Alfred Molina. Yep, Alfred Molina, who, as we learned in the Civil War, not Civil War, in Captain America: Winter Soldier, that he is the oldest Marvel villain.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would make him. That would make him pretty old in that movie.
That's a unique distinction.
That was his first movie, actually. Believe it or not.
Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders was his first movie. Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to go out, too.
Toss me the idol.
Right. Give me the whip.
Yeah, is Indiana Jones stupid for throwing him the idol,
Hey,
or did he throw
Dave,
him the
life or
idol
death?
in a?
Dave, you were just talking about sticking to the format. You were just talking about sticking to the format.
that was Kevin.
No, it was. Was it? God damn it! I'm sorry.
Kevin.
I'm sorry,
It's
Dave.
definitely not me.
All right.
Shut up,
First
Kevin.
random ass fact that I have is Tom Selleck almost became Indiana Jones, but CBS wouldn't let him because of his obligations with Magnum PI.
Can I look up who Tom Selleck is?
He's Magnum
Definitely the
PI.
mustache.
He's also in Friends, and he dates Monica.
That is a different
Isn't he
movie.
in like
Yeah.
Three
You ever
Men
seen
and a Baby?
Quigley Down Under? Yeah, 3 Men and a Baby.
I've never
Quigley
seen
Down
Quickly
Under.
Down Under.
Yeah.
He-
he's-
Oh, it's so good.
Dave has.
I
Yeah, he's the man.
I had to see the guy.
He's the most famous
know.
mustache in movie.
He can't be. No, he
But
can't.
I
be
Sounds
agree.
like he
Definitely
really
not.
missed out.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's as good a movie with Tom Selleck.
No.
Oh,
Definitely not.
Tom
I don't
Selleck
think he
could have
has
been
the
his
same
dad.
charisma
We'll get
that
into it,
Harrison
but I
Ford
agree.
had.
Tom
sure.
Selleck could
We'll
have been
get
Indiana
into it.
Jones' dad, but that's a different movie.
Anyone want to take a stab of how many snakes approximately were in the Well of Souls scene?
500.
Oh, we could all.
Actual
500.
More.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking 2,000.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Yeah, I would go in the thousands, but yeah,
It's in the
gonna go-
thousands.
I'm not.
Less-
I'm going 2,500.
Less than beers Kevin has had today.
Less.
So
Yeah.
10,000 was the approximate.
Christ.
10,000. Originally, they were going to use mechanical snakes, but it didn't look realistic enough.
They're like, turns out it's more feasible to get 10,000 real snakes than 10,000 tiny machines.
Actually,
Right.
they were actually like all of them were actual real snakes.
Yeah.
That surprises me. I didn't
Daniel,
know that.
On the thing of snakes is there's a scene where you can actually see the reflection of a window. They've edited it out on the streaming service, but even on the DVDs I own, you can see the flash of lightning against a pane of glass that is separating the King Cobra, from Harrison Ford.
Oh,
and now
okay.
they've edited it out, and it
Wow. So you segued that perfectly. Not only did they use a glass wall to separate the two, but that King Cobra that you're referencing actually spat at him. But
That was
they
a
had
spitting
glass wall.
cobra.
Yeah. Wow, that was a perfect segue. I did
that's
not plan
dangerous.
that. But that's terrifying. Well, they were talking to the people that were handling him, and they're like, yeah, this isn't a joke. Like, this is real. Like, when he spat at him, it was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Not good.
All right, get 10,000 snakes in there with these two actors.
Yeah, right.
That boggles my mind that dude, like every snake was a real snake. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Also, okay, so last one that I have. So remember the scene where Indy and Marion fight the Nazis on the runway?
That's like all the scenes.
At the end, towards the end, with the run where the guy gets chopped up with the blade.
Yeah.
So,
Spoiler.
yeah, sorry. Harrison Ford was actually ran over by a plane and tore his ACL.
Ooh.
Rather than submit to any local medical care, he just had it wrapped up and put ice on it. Then filmed the rest of the movie with a torn ACL.
That seems like a bad idea.
That is insane.
That guy
Badass
does not
idea.
have good luck with planes. Remember a
No.
few years ago he crashed into a golf course?
Yeah. He's had a few injuries. I think on the most recent Indiana Jones movie, he hurt his shoulder or something.
I
Well,
heard it was a
he's-
back thing.
He's older, obviously.
Yeah,
What?
his shoulders
I
had
heard
a
it was
lot
a
of
back
miles
thing.
on it by now.
Oh, it could have been it's probably both. Yeah, he's not young.
He's lived a full life.
As John sends off Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I was gonna say, all right.
As I
We had a
send
lot
him
of
off to
RIPs in
get
our
lost
last
like
episode.
Kylo
Alright,
Ren.
he's still alive.
Did John just kill Harrison
I
Ford?
think he
He
did.
tried
I
to.
hope not.
That's going to
All
be
right.
one that hits me hard.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Did you? Oh my God! I thought you said "gets me hard."
I heard the same thing. And I was just like, let that one
You
go.
said-
You guys
hits
are
me
sick.
hard.
I don't know what is going on in your minds, but you're thinking about Daniel getting hard.
That's
I
what I
like it.
heard.
He didn't say that. That's what you heard.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry, Daniel.
All right,
Hit him.
questions?
Did he
Ready
freeze?
for some questions?
Yeah, we should go before Daniel
Yeah,
kills
let's
me.
get to the questions.
All right. Daniel's chomping at the bit. All right, first question. Favorite thing about the movie? Man, I like not having to press the button. Thank you. All right,
You are
birthday
so
boy.
welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Birthday boy?
My favorite thing about this movie is just it's a classic campy adventure movie. Like
Yep.
they don't make these anymore. Like it's just camp and like an adventurer going on an adventure to, in this case rescue the Ark of the Covenant. But you just don't see adventure movies like this anymore.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So I kind of want to piggyback off of that. And I said my favorite thing was that it was an adventure movie. And I won't say that they don't make them like they used to, but it's pretty close. I couldn't agree more with that. This is set in the 1930s, so there's no Google, there's no cell phones. I love how that it takes place in an era where there's a lot of the unknown. And so you really get that sense with an adventure movie in that time period, which just can't necessarily happen now. And so,
I mean,
in that case,
Was
Oh, go
Google
ahead.
around when they made this movie?
No, I'm
No.
saying all that wasn't
Yeah.
invented.
Google was in the
81.
90s.
No, the internet wasn't invented
Yeah, I didn't
yet.
think so.
Google was like 92, 94, I don't know, mid 90s.
Okay.
So no, not even a thought. So that's why I love this movie.
And
is
that's
that
not Google
it's-
as it is today. That would be rudimentary
Yeah, right.
caveman Google.
Sure, just a Ask Jeeves type. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I think that this is probably the best movie of its genre. And I'm not a huge adventure genre fan, but if it's done right, I really, really enjoy it. Like we've talked about, like the Goonies and this movie, and even National Treasure to an extent. Though it can't touch this, and that's why I really enjoy this.
No, National Treasure is like the best imitation of
Agreed. It's what can be
like
done
this
now.
type of genre because it was campy
Agreed.
too. It had the
Yeah.
because that's something that a lot of people miss when they're trying to make these like adventure movies. Is like
Yep.
they're supposed to be campy.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be like a little tongue in cheek.
Cheesy.
Like
Yeah.
yeah. It's part of the charm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. Eric, what about you?
I said a similar thing. Like it was a treasure hunting movie, and it nostalgia. Like I just remember watching it as a kid. So that would be mine. And echoing everything that you guys have said.
Yeah, definitely. John?
The humor was big for me. There's like humor in every, like, the action sequences have humor in them, like, you know, Jackie Chan action sequences.
Jackie Chan, it would be awesome if he was in this movie.
Yeah.
Just watch the
But like,
second one.
you know, like Marion hitting the pilot in the head and like holding up the chalk she hit him with, all like goofy and just, yeah, nothing gets too serious. Although the story is like, you know, beyond life and death. It's Nazis finding the ultimate power weapon. Yet you are always having fun.
Yeah, like the scene where he can rescue Marion and then just puts the gag back in her mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious.
Yes. Oh, that's so
I mean, that
good.
was the right move.
Oh, it
Yeah.
definitely was. It's
For
just
sure.
so funny to watch the hero be like, "Hey, I'm so happy to see you." Oh no,
You gotta stay here.
Sorry.
Yeah, and he thought he thought she was dead up until then. He's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're not dead. I'll be right back."
Right. Dave?
This movie still holds up. I mean, for being made in 1981, most of the action, like no special effects for the most part, and everything looks awesome. Even the special effects that they did use, like the guy's faces melting,
Practical effects.
the
yep.
snake, the snake coming through, like dead people's mouths, stuff like that. Like that. I mean, the movie's awesome.
Piles of corpses.
Practical corpses.
Yeah, they were real corpses.
Kevin? Last but not least?
It's I'm
Maybe.
with everything you guys say. It checks all the boxes. It's an action and adventure, romance, good guys versus bad guys, and anyone can watch this movie and enjoy it. And that's about it. It's just
Yeah.
straightforward, just good movie.
Yeah, I agree. I watched this with the boys, and I was telling Daniel the next night or last night we watched Temple of Doom because the first one was so good that Cohen wants to just keep watching all of the series. I mean, I just want to
You mean there's
consume
four
all of
more?
them too. I'm like, yeah, this is cool. Let's do it. They're so good.
Yep.
So it's been a
I'll
while
admit
since
I
we've
was a
watched
little
them, too.
hard on Temple of Doom.
It's been a while.
When we were doing what was 84, and you guys all picked it as a podium movie,
Police Academy.
right?
The Terminator.
Yeah, we don't talk about that episode.
But
Sorry, I
if you
brought
watched
it up.
have you watched Temple of Doom recently? Because we watched it last night, and I know it's my favorite, and I'm biased maybe. It's still really good though. It might even get better for people who didn't like it. There's not a lot of
I agree with that.
I don't know. It's weird.
I did watch it again after this, and I'm like, yeah, it's not. I think it, because it had to follow up the original, is why
Yeah,
it's
I
not
get it.
remembered so well.
Sure. Yep. All right. Least favorite thing about the movie. All right, back to Kevin.
My least favorite thing was the sound mixing is terrible. I had to adjust the volume throughout the movie, the whole movie, multiple times,
Interesting.
just because I couldn't
Yeah.
hear what people were talking, and when there were things exploding, it was like, holy hell! Like I got to turn that back down, and then I got to go back and I couldn't sit back and just watch the movie because I had to keep adjusting the volume.
It's like me editing.
Yeah, I mean that it comes down to just an editing. The movie itself is great, but it goes with older movies. But this one was extreme from other movies in that era.
I think part of it has to do with streaming too. Streaming doesn't
It could be.
like I find a lot of movies
Yeah.
aren't mixed well on like streaming.
I'll go
Like
to
I-
Bond movies in the 60s, 70s, and 80s that don't have that extreme.
That is an interesting answer. I didn't even catch that, but interesting. John, what was your least favorite thing?
It's you know, there are plenty of like inaccuracies in this movie again because it's like an action movie. Like people's people are having like rocks broken apart on their heads. But
Yeah.
like the scene, one scene that made me just go, was where he, gets in that seaplane and he just like puts his hat down and then flies all the way to Nepal with some stops on the way. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's hard to fly into Nepal in 1936. And it made me look up when the first flight in Nepal was, and it was like 1949. Because
Whoa.
I don't think you
I
can
like
just.
it. You did your research.
Yeah, and that technology they had, they just couldn't fly up there in the Himalayas and actually run a commercial flight where he just steps off with his suitcase. He's like, I'm here in Nepal from wherever the west coast of the USA is.
Nice. I'm glad you did your research. So, Daniel?
We don't know that he flew in. He may have landed somewhere on the way and then taken. All we see is just a line.
That's
With
fair.
an airplane following it.
You're supposed to assume, but I guess that's a fair argument.
I'm just saying, we don't know for sure that he flew there. We never see him getting off the plane, unlike in Last Crusade where he gets off the plane.
Yeah, that's true. Or in Temple of Doom where they just crash.
Yeah.
They fucking fly off in a raft.
I'm really trying to picture that line. Is it just like a dot in the front of the line, or is it like a
Yeah,
little
it makes some
airplane in the front of
stops
the
in
dot?
like Hawaii.
No, it's just a line and then
Line
it
with
hits
nothing
the
in the
dot.
front.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that
it's
hits the dot.
clearly
I gotcha.
it's totally has a purpose. Like all the other like inaccuracies, it's like, all right, so fast forward to him on the other side of the world.
Right.
He
The
probably
thin red line.
flew in the
And I'm just defending
Kathmandu.
it because I love this movie.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
I don't
expect-
actually believe that you're supposed to believe that he lands
Oh,
and
yeah.
then gets a Sherpa to guide him into Nepal.
I expect nothing less. Dave?
Those thugs in the bar fighting scene, they shoot like stormtroopers.
There is a resemblance for sure.
Well, Nazis are stormtroopers.
Yeah. Also true.
and George Lucas was involved with this movie.
Well,
He hates
He
Nazis
actually-
as much as I hate Nazis.
did you know that George Lucas had this idea? This was his idea, not Spielberg's.
Because he basically just wanted to go back in time and do all those serials that he used to watch before
Yep.
movies as movies.
Exactly. Yeah. So all the whip and all of that stuff, that's a throwback. That's a nod to the old Western stuff.
Yeah, because like Star Wars is like Flash Gordon. He basically used to watch Flash Gordon. Was like, I want to make Star Wars.
Yep.
Yeah, I was
Exactly.
thinking those like comic strips that aren't like funnies, but are like adventure type stuff.
Yeah, like the Shadow or whatever, the Phantom.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Daniel, what was your least favorite thing? Did you find
Spiders.
something? Spiders. Nice.
Right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't do well with like this big a spider, much less this big a spider. I
What
would
do you
be.
do when they're in your house? Just let them go?
I burn the house down.
Indiana
Like God
Jones
sort
has
'em out?
snakes.
Snakes.
Indiana Jones's dad has rats. Daniel has spiders.
Spiders.
No.
I would probably like if I had that many, that size spiders on me. I would probably just die. Like my will to live would just leave my body, and the electrical, everything would just be like, nope, shut her down, and I just thump.
Yep. Nice.
Scared to death.
All right. So my least favorite
Eric.
thing. Well, yeah, Eric.
Eric?
Eric says crickets. That's his least favorite thing.
Yeah, Eric, hit the button. We need you to hit the button now, Eric.
No, so my least favorite thing. Well, I said it was near perfect, kind of like what we talked about. Yeah, I think it's easy to pick on the practical effects just because of what we see today. But I'm not actually going to say that because I get it. It's the time, and they don't look that bad. I give it a pass. But if I had to go with something, I would say that it has to be the typical trope of, hey, let's not kill the hero, but instead let him suffer. But it really just means that he's going to escape. And again, that's a Bond thing too. And I don't have an issue with it, but if I had to go with a least favorite thing, it's like, just kill him. Just shoot him. Just shoot Harrison Ford. Like, that's the end of the movie. Like, if we're an actual Nazi, you think they're gonna have mercy in Nazi? No. But
I assume you're talking about the end where they like.
I'm talking about the end.
Okay.
Yeah. The other scenes they do try to kill him.
Yeah, the only reason I would is because of Belloc. Belloc just wants to rub it in Indy's face.
Yeah, and he also had the hots for the girl, kinda, but then he just gives her up. But I don't know.
Done that when, instead of putting them in entombing them, they could have just shot them.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was referring to. That scene. Yeah, where they just shut
they toss her down and then they seal it back up. Yeah,
yeah. I'm like, all right, they could have just threw some fire down there or shot down in a fish in a barrel. I mean, they could have done something.
Yeah, they could have shot him and not even moved the big heavy stone on top.
Right, because obviously they didn't want to kill. I mean, it's nice. It's funny if you look back on it. It's good that they didn't kill him before because he found the Ark of the Covenant, right? So, like, they wouldn't have never found that if it wasn't for him. So if they wouldn't have killed him at the beginning, well, they'd have been digging for years probably. They're all clueless. So good on them for not killing him. But at the end, they could have done it after he, sent up the treasure chest.
It wasn't somebody mentioned, a coworker mentioned that. Didn't the Big Bang Theory mention something where the TV show, say the Germans would have found an event. No, said the Big Bang, kind of. But the Germans would have found it eventually because they were in the area.
Yeah.
Oh, they had all the resources.
But clearly, who knows how long they had been digging. And they seemed clueless because they didn't find it at that point. Who knows? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they would have eventually, but how long is eventually? Was Hitler even going to be alive by then?
Who knows?
Who knows? Good on
Guess we'll find out in Indiana Jones 6.
Oh, man. All right, Eric, what's your least favorite thing?
You have no idea what we said.
No, I don't. But my least favorite thing is snakes.
Hey.
Nice.
That mirrors mine. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Mine
Daniel
was
said
spiders.
Spiders?
So
spiders.
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
Yours is the other creepy.
Fucking at the beginning when the spiders were all over his back. No.
Yeah, yucky. Yucky.
That's hilarious. Nice.
And Matt, can I just say that you called the Ark of the Covenant a treasure chest?
Yeah, I know.
Also, speaking of the Ark of the Covenant, I have a top 5.
Oh,
hey!
I have the top 5 mythological artifacts.
Ooh.
I like.
All right.
I like.
Lay it on us.
Yeah, very Daniel.
Let's see what
Coming
you
in
got.
at number 5, I have the Spear of Longinus, which is...
Don't know what that is.
Yep.
I'm going to explain it. The Spear of Longinus is mythologically the spear that the Roman soldier used to pierce Jesus' side while he was on the cross.
Oh, okay.
It is supposed to be this sort of powerful artifact that you can lead to power with. It's actually been referenced in comic books and stuff like that too. It's pretty neat. Like Hitler had it in either Marvel or DC, and that's the reason that the superheroes couldn't get involved in World War II.
Okay.
At number 4, and I'm sure I'm going to butcher this one, but it's the Sintamani stone.
No, I think you got it right.
This is a stone from both Buddhism and Hinduism both have this stone. It's basically a wish granting stone. It's like supposedly like a teal colored stone that lets you have, wish your fulfillment.
Dang.
This was
want this
featured
one.
in one of the Uncharted games, actually.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
And it's like a life-giving stone in that series. Coming in at number 3 is the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I knew that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one from the movie we're talking about. The original 10 Commandments inside this big, beautiful
Heard of
gold
it.
box.
And lots
a
of
treasure
ghosts and
chest.
stuff.
Yeah. Lasers and stuff if it's leading your army. Like, pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
Pretty cool
Power
thing.
of God or something.
Number 2 is Excalibur,
Oh,
mythological sword of King Arthur, given to him by a lady in a lake. The scabbard of Excalibur gave immortal life as long as the wearer wore it, and Excalibur was supposedly a magical sword that had all sorts of powers.
Hell
And
yeah.
then coming in at number 1 is the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
The Holy Grail is
I knew that's
Chug it
is the
down.
top mythological. It's what everyone's searching for in every field. First edition Charizard Pokemon card in mint condition
Holographic.
is considered a holy grail of Pokemon
Nice.
card collecting.
a hell of a swag there.
The Holy Grail was the cup used to take Jesus' blood from the wound of the Spear of Longinus, and it is supposed to give
Like what you
the
did.
drinker immortal life if they drink from the cup.
I don't want immortal
Good one.
You
life.
chose wisely.
It's a very that's a
I just want money.
Chose wisely.
Hey, I got a list. I got my top 5 treasure hunters.
Oh, here we go.
Number 5, Rick O'Connell from The Mummy.
Yes.
All right.
that one works.
Yes.
That one works.
Number 4 is Benjamin Franklin Gates from National Treasure.
Yes,
That's
sir.
only 4.
Yes, sir.
You damn right he's 4, because here's what we got at number 3. Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is that a movie?
I don't think that's a movie.
Well, it is a movie, but it's a video game series.
Did I say that these were people from movies?
This is his
I
list.
said these were my top 5 treasure hunters. It's my list.
This is the movie podium.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
All right.
I apologize.
Can we get back to the list now?
Yes.
Yeah, we're two,
Let's
baby.
do it.
Thank God Daniel's keeping track, because I wasn't when I was mad. Okay, number 2 is Indiana Jones.
Ooh. 2. Ooh.
Okay. Okay.
Number 1.
Number 1,
This is
Jesus.
number 1.
Mikey from the Goonies.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Whoa.
Boo.
Is that
It's my list. Don't be a fan. It's my
I'm just
fucking
saying-
list.
I'm
The
just saying, number
Goonies is the best treasure hunting movie of all time.
Lara Croft wasn't on your list, and Indiana Jones is just the
She
top.
was outside looking in. Look, everybody can't make it.
Only 5 people
Laura
can.
Mikey
Croft.
shouldn't have been on the list. Lara Croft should have been.
Oh.
Indiana Jones is reckless. He lets sex get in the way.
Yeah.
You say
He's
no.
he's
You
always
say no.
he's always like he's always trusting people he shouldn't be trusting.
As
That's just-
Belloc said,
Forrest.
they've both
Forrest.
fallen
Everyone's
from
got
the
a
pure
weakness,
faith.
David.
Laura Croft was in a movie. at
Mikey's
least.
is.
But that's my
can't even
list.
drive.
Daniel's list was better. None of you made lists, so you're not allowed to say anything.
I'll come up with one. What do you want?
Hey, top 5 lists of ours.
Next.
Well,
All right.
John, you don't do top 5s. You do top
Whatever's.
And like, yeah,
In whatever order.
Yeah, you go until you get tired, and then you're like, I'm done.
I think I've been
wish I
talking
had
too
one.
much.
Oh
I
my
really
God.
wish I had one to debut right now, but I don't.
So what?
Ditto.
All right. Who won the movie? Next question.
Are you sure we're there yet?
Well, we just finished least favorite.
What about song?
That's
all
next.
that. Oh, okay.
Song moments next.
John, would you relax?
I
Quit yelling at me.
John's
needed
opened
to
up
make
the second
sure
before
I wasn't behind. I was.
No, you're not.
I
Unless you
apologize.
want to be.
We can give you a break so you can get
Yeah,
behind.
to tell you the truth, it's a bit unusual that I'm not behind. So.
All right, John. Who won the movie?
It's got to be Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the,
Or Indiana.
yeah, Indy, same thing. It probably like catapulted his career. It was like his, one of his biggest movies still, and one of his first movies.
We had a few.
And
Yeah.
he, the character's, the big ultimate hero. So
Yeah. I mean, I think that is probably of the movies we've done. This is probably one of the easiest answers, I would say. Did
Yeah,
anybody
okay.
have? Yeah, I
had
said
something different.
Harrison.
Yeah, I said Harrison
All right.
Ford too.
What is wrong with all of you guys? The U.S. government won the movie. Yuck. Because they now have the Ark of the Covenant just in some warehouse,
chilling.
boxed up somewhere.
Just chilling.
They don't
they
even
could
use it.
win if they knew what they had.
They're
They know what they
fools.
have.
That's not what I put.
The U.S. government won the movie.
All right,
Yuck.
Kevin.
I put Spielberg.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it became a $1 billion franchise, and
Yeah.
it started off with this movie. So there's not very many $1 billion franchises out there. That
Yeah,
started out
that's
in
it.
1981. That is.
So Spielberg's an interesting answer because in '81, I mean, he had obviously done Jaws.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, from a franchise standpoint, I would
Yep.
say even E.T. was after that. So
Yeah, this was one that continued on. Literally, they made a movie last year. Indiana Jones.
Spoiler.
An Indiana Jones movie last year.
Spoiler alert.
This movie continues to this day. And I'm sure there'll be another one.
Did you say last year or next year?
Last
Can you see
year,
into
there
the
was-
future?
They made
hey,
one
we'll
last
get there.
year, but yeah,
We have a category for that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
and this isn't. I don't want to spoil it too much, but this isn't Harrison Ford's best character. But this might be Spielberg's best. This might be Spielberg's best franchise.
So
Jack
Not
Ryan?
best.
So I want
franchise.
Yeah, you said it's not. You said it's not.
No.
Harrison Ford's best character, and I'm saying Jack
Han
Ryan.
Solo. He's
I
trying
thought
to
you
say
said
Han Solo.
I thought you said Saving Private Ryan. Sorry.
No.
Han Solo
Kevin
is what
said
he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Kevin meant to say was this is not Harrison Ford's best character in my opinion.
In my opinion.
He's really
So
bad about that.
I mean, I think he's the leading man in one of the most famous franchises. And Han Solo, obviously, he is one of, but that is it. He is one of.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I will say the Steven Spielberg answer is interesting because I was looking at this. I mean, before this, he did Jaws, Close Encounter, and then a couple years later, he does Raiders: The Lost Ark. And then he goes on a run of E.T., Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, Color Purple, so that's a really good answer, Kevin, that I didn't really think of, honestly. And I just want to say on the Harrison Ford, though, this is like one of the greatest heroes of all time. That would be my argument.
Don't
Yeah, second greatest hero of all time.
Nike. I might like the Goonies better than this movie too, but I can't do characters.
Is Mikey Rudy?
He's Sean Astin. Yeah, Rudy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Samwise Gamgee.
Yeah, we're Sam.
Rudy.
Rudy. All right, next category.
Sorry.
This category is going to basically be which time. But favorite song moment or score scene. All right, Daniel. Which time did you like hearing the John Williams score?
I liked the when he's letting himself under the truck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nice.
When he chases down the truck and then, jumps to the front of it.
Yes.
Nice.
That's not a song. I like
Yeah.
the song that goes dun 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 dun.
Wait, I think we have it.
Yeah, that one. I like that
That was
Am I the only one that knows what the official title of that song is?
one. I
called
used to
Indiana
always
It's
when we
not.
would play Halo
Coach.
at Reed's house. I would always sing that song while driving the Warthog into battle.
Can't
Man.
confirm.
That's a great choice.
It's
Remember
called the
the-
Raiders March, by the way.
Oh, it's called Coach with. I can't remember who was in that show, but it kind of sounds like that theme
Dick
song.
Dick Van Dyke's brother.
Yeah, all right, we're getting the weeds now. John, what was your favorite song moment?
Can we go back to Coach for a minute?
Nelson, Judd T. Nelson. Is that who that? No.
No.
Craig
What
Nelson.
the hell did you
Craig
think?
Nelson.
I'm getting so mad.
Craig
It's
T.
the
Nelson.
Movie
That's it.
Podium. Not, and we're doing one of the greatest movies of all time, and you're talking about Coach.
All right, John. What's your
A
favorite
terrible
score
TV
scene?
show at that.
Yeah,
It's not even good. You're not like sitting here like, oh, remember Seinfeld? You're like, oh, fucking Coach.
Dude, I love Coach.
I am so mad.
All right, John. What's your favorite song moment?
Okay, the Ark theme. I don't know, because the whole score is so beautifully woven together. It's hard to pick out individual pieces, but anytime they're talking about the Ark and it's that spooky dun 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 dun,
Yeah.
it is. And then
Yeah, all the
it's
same
done all
tone.
sorts
Yeah.
of different ways.
Love that song.
But yeah, and done all sorts of different ways to be like epic, or just like slightly mysterious. That was my favorite part of the John Williams score.
Nice. Kevin?
Just to be different, the Raiders March is my favorite, which is the title of the theme song.
Oh,
But
great.
I did write one down.
Thanks for saying it like 4 times, Kevin.
I'm going to say it again. None of you guys acknowledge that I said it. But
I can't
Damn, you
confirm
knew
that
something we
that's correct.
Hey guys, the theme song is actually called the Raiders March, not the Indiana
dang,
Jones theme
dang,
song.
Eric.
I know.
it's
Dang,
not.
Eric.
But I did like
Hang
the scene where he takes the golden monkey off at the beginning of trying to put the sand in place to change the weight, and the way that it was written was like the anticipation going on, getting on. It's going to be right. It's going to be right. It's right. And then he turns away, and it's wrong. And then all of a sudden, shit gets wild. You get the boulder coming out, and you get that classic scene of him running out with that boulder chasing behind, and ends with him right in front of the indigenous people with arrows on them. It was just really well written with the anticipation, with the everything going on with it.
I agree with Kevin. I want to say everything from the opening credits through him like getting away on the seaplane was really awesomely done musically. So much was going on in the score.
And that's taking away like the it's called the Raiders of the March. is obviously the answer for the best song in this movie. But if
John,
I took
can you
that
sing
away, that would be the second one.
Oh, wait. Which one? The
Raptor voice.
No, fucking the Indiana Jones
the
theme.
Raider March.
The Raider March is bum ba dum bum bum ba dum. The Ark theme is bum bum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum bum ba dum.
I was really hoping John was going to start doing this.
We need some
Jurassic Park
applause
thing.
there.
I'm so sorry.
All right, my favorite song moment, and really want to say the entire score of John Williams,
What's it called?
but I don't know.
It's called the March
hey,
of the
Matt.
Raiders.
No, it's called the
Oh,
Raiders
okay.
March.
March of the Raiders.
Yeah, March of the Raiders.
But I do think the end is a pretty great mic drop, just showing the crate of all the crates down in that warehouse, and then it just boom, and then the song hits. Like it doesn't get much better than that. That's a real cinema,
It is a real
real cinematic movie right there. Oh, now focus. Dave, what was your favorite part?
No, I already did mine.
Okay, I didn't.
Shoot.
I didn't
have
do
one more
mine,
when
and this is
everyone
my
else
favorite
gone.
part.
Oh,
I didn't realize we wanted to do a specific scene
No,
for
it's
each time
okay.
that was played.
I know. Well, that was for
That's
sure.
when that's the correct answer, and that is when Daniel was talking about him under the truck.
But
What's
the
that
What's that
called,
one
Eric?
called? The Marauders Ranch?
Oh my god.
It's called the Paraders March.
all the music through this movie is
Yeah,
amazing. Like everything works.
We need to move on because Daniel's gonna kill all of us.
All right. Well, next category we've got. And this should be a good debate. Does this movie get made now? Daniel, what are your thoughts? And we'll kind of argue or agree.
If we're talking like I typically do, which is the movie's never been made, does this movie get made now?
I'm sorry, Dan. I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry, but I will stop.
Anywho, if we're doing it like I normally do, which is, the movie hasn't been made, does it get made today? I don't think so. Because I don't think there's a demand for this. If Lucas had his heart set on it, maybe. But if it's from anyone else, no.
Well, they tried to make Nathan Drake into a movie.
Uncharted.
Uncharted. There we go. Thank you. And it like flopped.
It bombed.
Yeah. And I
They
think
also
that
got Tom
speaks to your
Holland to
point.
play him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got
Which-
Tom. And
yeah.
John didn't even know it was a movie.
Yeah. But I think that speaks to your point. In that, like,
Yeah,
there's not really a demand.
I agree. No, I agree. And I also said that I just don't think it hits the same way without a whip and the old school gun and just everything from the throwback era. And I just don't think anybody's trying to go back to that era these days. I don't see any of that happening. So I agree. I actually said no as well.
I put no, but side note, I wish it would.
Yeah.
What do you
just-
mean by that?
It's just that I'm tired of movies that are just sequels of everything. And like, if I'm going
Fair.
to Daniel's standpoint, like I'm
Yeah.
tired of comic book movies that are related to everything, and you have to watch
Sure.
every single comic. I want a standalone franchise that's not related to another franchise or another whatever. And I mean, that's mainly why I'm
Would
a
be
big
cool.
That's why I'm a big James Bond fan. I mean, you just continue watching that, but you don't have to watch other.
But it's
whatever
still
going on.
part of a franchise. I would think
Kevin
I
doesn't
kinda
like
that.
sequels, but he wants to see Indiana Jones again, and he wants to see the
No.
next Bond movie.
No, a sequel's a difference from a universe. So that I
Yeah,
think
he doesn't
that's-
like the
that's
shared
where-
universe
where-
concept.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if they started like doing Q movies,
Yeah.
that would
Yeah,
piss
started
off
doing a Q movie, you're doing an M movie, you're doing a 006 movie, you're doing it.
Have you watched-
It's too much.
Have you watched the Dune movies yet?
I don't like Dune,
I
even
am
the original.
shocked.
Dunes.
Really? But
Yeah.
so I was thinking of something that was maybe out of, a different world in terms of its own franchise and a standalone, and it's recent.
I was good with Star Wars until The Force Awakens, and then it just expanded into 5 million different
But this
things.
has nothing to do with Star Wars. I think.
Well,
that's
no, I'm
why
saying
I was-
what I'm saying with just a random
Oh, I agree with
franchise
you.
that
I'm
started
not watching
straightforward and
Acolyte.
then it expanded into multiple characters off of the storyline.
Yeah,
Star Wars
I'm
is
with
a
you
really
there.
good example of that.
You had me until I was thinking of newer franchises, and some of those are still pretty good, like a Dune. I'm sure there's other ones out there, but I like the idea of having new franchises as well. So yeah,
It's making money off of side characters. I don't want to say making money. It's just trying to do too much.
well, they're trying to
with the
make
storyline.
content. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're trying to make
or-
content,
I
which
got you.
turns into
Stick
money.
with the main story, and if you want to do side content, don't make movies out of it.
Some of the best Star Wars stuff is in
Rogue
that
One?
side. Rogue One,
Rogue One is
Andor.
so good.
Yeah,
Like
but
that's all.
I agree with you to an extent.
Jar Jar Banks.
To an extent.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's that side?
Jar Jar, Clone Wars, John. There are lots of Jar Jar centric episodes.
So you didn't like Better Call Saul?
Which is
I did
not a movie.
actually. I watched 2/3 of the first season of Better Call Saul, and
I never
dropped
got
off.
into it either.
But
We're
that's a
talking about
TV show.
TV shows.
It is a TV show. Yeah, I don't like spinoffs. of
Still
things.
example. All right. Fair enough.
Not
All right, next
movie worthy,
category.
I guess is what you're saying.
Right.
The silver
Right.
screen is a different standard.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next category, we've got favorite line from the movie. I think this is an interesting category because I think The Last Crusade has the best quotes of the series, and again, I've mentioned Temple of Doom is my favorite. So this one isn't. I mean, I think there's your couple standard ones, but I'm curious what everybody has here. Daniel, why don't you go first?
Now you're getting nasty.
Nice.
Crease.
Yeah, I don't even remember when that was said.
Is that
It's when he and Belloc are talking after Marion died,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
all drunk as fuck.
Yeah.
And
Oh, dude.
Belloc's like, I'm just a shadowy reflection of you. It wouldn't take much for you to be just like me.
Yeah.
Because now you're getting nasty.
Dave?
I love that
What about you?
whole scene, Daniel.
Yeah, that is a good
Yeah.
scene.
Which one do I want to use here? It's not the years, honey. It's the mileage.
Yep. That's one of
Classic.
my favorites.
Yep. That is a good one.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the classics. Eric?
I said I hate snakes.
Yeah.
And you branch that off with, why did it have to be snakes?
Why did it have to be snakes? That's good.
I hate snakes, Chuck. I hate them.
Why did it have to be snakes? John?
I went with a short one too. My long version was Belloc's soliloquy, like Daniel said, where he's like, it's the whole, we're not so different, Mr. Powers, you and I. But the short one I went with, which after I hate snakes, which was the first one I thought of, was at the very end with that dude from the government with the mustache who's telling Indy that they've got the Ark of the Covenant. And he's like, yeah, our top men are like studying it. And Indy presses and he's like, who? And the guy just says, top men. And that's the end of the discussion. And I think it cuts to them putting away the Ark in an endless warehouse.
Yeah,
Nice.
that is a pretty hilarious one.
I had
Kevin?
one. Yeah, I had one line where it's actually earlier on, and where Indy is explaining what the Ark of the Covenant is to the two government guys, and they are not understanding what it is, and I don't know, like he just goes, "Any of you guys went to Sunday school?"
Yeah.
And in that
Yeah,
that
that's
time
cool.
frame, like everyone at some point in their life went to Sunday school, whether or not they stayed in their religion or not. I mean, most of you guys probably did at some point, but
My favorite part about that is that they look at each other like,
of course we
yeah, we went to Sunday school.
Yeah, they both
Yeah,
get
exactly.
like defensive and kind of like lean forward in their chairs. They're like, "Yeah, fucking yeah, tell it to the heathen so he knows."
I
Lightning.
went with. Oh, go ahead, Daniel.
I was just piggybacking off of Kevin's because that they're talking about the ark and they're like, "What's
Yeah,
that?"
what comes
It's
out
like,
of it?
Lightning, fire, the wrath of God.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
I ended up saying, I don't know. I'm making this up as I go.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he has
Then he
the
rides
rocket
off on a
launcher.
horse.
that's a fantastic scene.
I've got
It
another
was a
one.
good scene.
Uh,
Daniel.
You want to talk to God? Why don't we go see him together? I've got nothing better to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Then all the
Nice.
kids
Yeah.
sworm him, right?
Yep.
To like protect
Because
him.
he pulls
Uncle
the gun
Indy.
and then
Yeah.
everyone pulls a gun
That was
on him.
awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
can I?
sweet.
Just another one popped into my head, if I may. When
Go
they
for
get
it.
him out of there, and Sala like gets him loaded into the truck, and he's like, "Marion's dead," and he goes, "I know, I'm sorry," and he goes, "But life goes on,"
Life goes
and
on,
he
yeah.
refers to his kids, and he's like, "There's the proof," and he's got like 7 kids or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was like, dang, like, all right, move on.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
that.
It's
By the way,
also
she's
an
dead.
action adventure movie. There ain't time for mourning.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta
Oh,
go
yeah.
get the
That's
ark,
fair.
buddy.
Yeah, that's true.
It's bigger than her.
Let's keep on moving.
It's fair. Most rewatchable scene. So, good lord, this category was made for classic movies like this. There's so many good ones, and Dave gets to go first.
I want to go first
Go
because
for it.
everybody's gonna take this one. And it's when Indiana just pulls out his gun and shoots the guy after he does the whole sword dance.
This category was made for that scene.
Random ass fact about that scene. The reason that Indy just shoots him is because he was Harrison Ford was suffering from dysentery, so he was shitting his brains out, and that's why he's so freaking sweaty in that scene. Like the back of his shirt is just drenched in sweat, and they had this whole fight scene choreographed, and Harrison just goes like, "Why can't I just shoot him?" And Spielberg was like,
Really?
"Yes."
Let's try that.
That's awesome. That was that is such a classic scene. Oh, it's so good. Eric, what was your most rewatchable other than that?
Face melting.
Damn it, Eric. That was mine.
Yeah, that was
a
mine.
fucking good one.
Going.
The practical effects with the face melting was amazing.
When he starts screaming after he sees the one gun.
Yeah. Nazis exploding
Yeah.
with the wrath of God. Give it to me all day long.
heads-
Inject it into my veins.
Exploding.
That and Nicolas
This
Cage
is parental
debugging
guidance
things.
suggested, by
Yeah.
the way.
John?
Oh, I think I might have it queued up here. It's when they first get the Well of Souls open up.
Oh, is he? He's doing it. Fuck it, we're going live.
Oh gosh.
Oh boy. John handling the phone.
Yep, John's moving. He's on the move.
Oh god.
Oh my
Okay.
So they
God.
first get the Well of Souls open up, and Sala looks in, and there's a lightning strike, and it gets them all frightened.
That's an A-B repeat right there.
Yeah, if you can
And then he
find that
apologizes
later
to Indiana.
in better quality.
Oh my God, that is amazing. That fits.
Well done.
I did not even plan that. I just started the movie when we started this podcast. And
You've been watching this while we were doing the podcast?
no, I just had it on because whatever. But that
For the
legitimately,
third
that
time.
screamed A/B repeat to me.
Yeah,
And for those of you listening to us on an audio medium, John just showed us the scene where the Well of Souls opens, and Sala leans back in fear and covers his face with his turban.
But not before making a hilarious face.
so good. Daniel?
My scene was Eric's. Like I said, give me Nazis' heads exploding because of the wrath of God and inject it directly into my veins. It is so good.
Yeah.
Nice.
That will make Daniel immortal.
Kevin?
Amen.
Yeah, mine's not the exploding part, but mine's the face melting part. The practical
Wow.
effects of just that, which is exactly
Sweet.
what Eric said. The face is melting.
That's hilarious.
So
Three people.
And there was like a point where the dude, they kept going back to this. I feel like it was the same video of the dude. What was it? D-Trek.
Mm-hmm.
And he just said that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, and it just kept
black
going back to
guy.
it like 5 times of just his like mouth being this really awkward position with his chin open, and they just stayed there and kept going back to it, and then it eventually started melting. It's
Nice.
fantastic. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's magic.
Yes.
Magic. I said, well, since no one else is going to say it, I have to at least mention it, but it's the beginning scene, where the most famous scene probably takes the monkey shrine and runs away. That's, iconic. Him running away from the boulder and making that jump, and that whole, how it plays out is just one of the most famous opening scenes in movie history. So that was definitely one of the most rewatchable and perfect scenes. I also like Marion playing the shot game at her tavern.
Yes.
Before the Nazi. I love that. And I also liked that first encounter with the Nazis at her tavern with the fighting, and when Harrison Ford's head's on the table and the fire comes around. And he, just lifts his head up. I love how that scene plays out as well.
Oh yeah, they save each other's lives.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like
Yep.
first they're all like mad at each other for broken-hearted shit, and they're like, "Oh, let's save each other from these Nazis."
Yep.
What a way to make up.
I love how that scene plays out. Those are some of the fun ones.
Yeah.
But
There's that great one where you get in that scene where you get the bang, and Indy's like,
Yeah.
and then the dude
Yes.
starts barfing blood.
oh yeah, yeah, that was
There's some good. There's some good funny bits in that sequence too.
I also want to call
Yep.
out when they're in the tent and that I don't even know what his name is, but the dude with the bald
Belloc?
spot. No.
Oh,
Comes
okay.
in
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he
yeah.
like brings out the staff thing, but then he just turns it into a hanger.
Yeah,
Oh,
seems like
that
good
was
hanger.
Pretty funny.
It's like so sinister.
Yeah.
They're
Oh
like,
yeah, that was smart.
Yeah.
All right, we all know the answer to this next category. Most likely to be the off-screen drunk.
Everyone knows the answer?
yeah, Dave.
Oh,
Hang on,
Dave,
you-
what is
you-
the answer?
You guys answer.
Kevin.
Kevin. Yes, it's Kevin! Kevin, it's you.
He's on screen. My answer is Marion in this case, though, because she clearly has a high tolerance beating all these drunks at that shot game.
Yeah.
And she beats Belloc. She gets Belloc wasted
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, this was my family's shit, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll take
I grew
that.
up on this. Yeah. Well, Marion's gonna outdrink you.
Right. So she clearly has a high tolerance.
This
and
weak
is drinking.
shit out of here.
And she's
Jones
real
Tavern.
smart too. Like she feigns being super drunk and like pour onto the mat
Yeah.
instead of into her cup.
I was a big Marion fan, and of all the times that I've seen it, the older I get, I feel like the more I really, really appreciate her. And again, we watched the Temple of Doom the next night, and you're like, Willie Scott? Oh, man.
No,
rough.
Willie
I mean, she's good for what the movie needs, but
Right.
if I'm rooting for her a character, no thanks. Marion, awesome character, though.
Yeah, for sure. Marion
Alright.
was my pick.
Kevin.
Other than Kevin and Marion, do we have anybody else?
I've
No.
got
Nope.
somebody else.
I said Belloc because
Oh,
he just
okay.
seems like a miserable fuck.
Nice.
Yeah, he's got the
That's true.
Nazis bearing down on him.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's
I'm
a
gonna
Frenchman.
say the monkey.
Yeah,
That monkey does seem to party.
Cohen did not like the monkey dying. That was a,
Aw.
a rough spot.
Nah.
Did you tell
Fuck
him the
that
monkey was
monkey.
a
Yeah, the
fucking
monkey
Kevin.
betrayed them.
Well, he wasn't that upset, but
Good.
it was just like, oh, is that monkey dead? And I was like,
Yeah.
Well,
I
yeah,
guess
in
so.
the end, the
Yeah.
monkey does sing
Listen,
like Indiana.
You just no,
The
Matt.
monkey
You
did
should
a
have just
Nazi
said
salute.
Sleeping.
bad dates.
The monkey did a Nazi
Sleeping.
salute. That monkey deserved to die.
yeah, that's true.
All right,
No.
fuck that
Yeah.
monkey.
It all worked
All
out.
right, who's the drunk, Kevin?
I put
See what I did
Dietrich.
there?
He put
Oh
Kevin.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's just pissed off. He's assigned in the desert from the fucking Germans.
Yeah, that would suck.
Like, why am the hell
Walking
am I here?
around in
This
his all
fucking
black.
sucks. He just has to do it because he's in the fucking German army and he's stuck there doing what he doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
If he was actually all about it, Indiana Jones would have already been dead. So he's just
Yeah,
there
he
drinking
seemed
in-
like a
he's drinking in
pretty-
the desert and just saying, "Yeah, I'm here. Do whatever hell
Yeah.
you want. I'm here. Just find something."
Which one of y'all cast John as Harrison Ford? Casting our friends.
No, I got John as somebody else.
If Harrison smoked the reefer. All right, Dave, who you got?
I got John as Jock because John, of course, would leave his pet snake in his plane knowing I don't like snakes.
I said Jock too. That's what I had for
Show some
John.
Yeah,
backbone.
and John's probably the only one of us who can fly.
And would have
You
a
know,
pet
he had
snake.
a whopper on when Indy came running out of the jungle.
He was also wearing a baseball cap, and of course, John would have some sort of baseball cap on while flying a plane, and
he
it would
would be-
somehow stay on his head.
And he would be fishing too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you're,
He'd be
if you're
fishing.
scuba
He would
diving-
not be prepared to
For
take
sure.
off.
Yeah,
He'd
for
be
sure.
fucking dicking around,
Jock,
and here he
start
comes
the
Indiana
plane.
running like,
Start
Hey!
the engines.
get it going.
And John would also have that moment of like, but I just gotta feel.
Can this wait?
Matt would be Bollock because I knew he'd be obsessed with Marion.
Damn, you got me.
I got Kevin as the guy that loses to Marion drinking.
Is that a guy?
I'm pretty sure it was a guy.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it's
so.
a guy.
If
for
it
sure.
wasn't, I mean, same thing. If it's a woman, Kevin.
Yeah, we don't discriminate
The
here.
dude that falls over his
Yeah.
chair while taking shots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Liquor. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
First
Kevin's
victim
toast.
of Marion.
Daniel is Brody because he's a history buff.
Yeah.
And useless in the field.
Well, I wasn't going there.
Oh, I was. That's even funnier.
And then I got Eric as Sala because he's just always there to help and is so fucking jolly through it. Like the guy, I don't understand how he's working for the Nazis, but then comes in and uses his kids to get Indiana Jones out of that bind. And they're just like, nah, Sala's cool. He
He's
can
got,
play both sides.
Yeah.
he's got inside
Yeah.
connections, baby.
He's playing both sides. That way he always comes out on top.
Right.
Eric.
That's funny because I actually said Daniel was someone playing both sides, but I actually called him the monkey. The double.
I almost cast Matt as Sala because kids.
Fuck.
We've got all kinds of different answers for different reasons.
Eric, you've never said anything more hurtful to me than what you
So
just
sorry.
said.
I'm so sorry.
You passed me as a Nazi monkey.
Well, now that you put it that way.
Like, not only am I just a stupid little monkey, but I'm a Nazi stupid little monkey. He actually does the Hail Hitler salute.
He hates.
Okay,
He hates
so-
Nazis.
So going back, I didn't think of it as the Nazi monkey. I just thought of it as the double agent monkey. But
Who's a heel?
yeah, exactly. But
Maybe
I
has to
will
be.
change it to you are Sala because you are playing both sides. Let's do that.
Listen. I'm just saying.
My list.
I am a shit
Right.
heel. I am a shit heel. I am not
Yeah.
defending myself from that at all.
Yes.
But I
Yeah,
am
I
no
know.
fucking Nazi.
Yeah, I know. That was insensitive of me, and I
Yeah.
apologize.
I'm a bad person, but I'm not a fucking
Man,
Nazi.
I'm glad. So I didn't cast any of
Bad
you as
person, but I'm not a
Nazis, thank
Nazi.
God.
It's hilarious.
That's all I had.
Yeah, Dave, did you have anybody else?
No, I covered all of you guys.
All right, John?
I have Daniel's Indy. He's going to know how to play Indy backwards and forward. It's his birthday pick. He's got
Happy
the hat
birthday, you're
and
welcome.
the jacket, I think, to pull it off, too. Matt, I have you as Sala because you're, the best bud, millions of kids. You're also a getter-doner, which I see in you, Sala, when he's like, Indy, I have grave concerns about disturbing the Ark. It wasn't meant to be disturbed. But that doesn't deter him. He's like, yeah, I'll find a way to get it done for you, bro. Eric, you're Brody. Marcus, PhD. You're reliable backup. You're the guy who's like, yes, Indy, we'll buy all the relics. No questions asked. I'm sure it conforms to international treaties. Just old reliable. Dave is Belloc, the pretty boy, the lover boy. Yeah, I feel like he can play a man of high class like Belloc. And Calv is Marion because he's a child. He was in love.
He was a little baby Kelv. He
Yeah,
was in love.
that's
Pretty
it.
good.
All good
Nice.
reasons.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Kevin?
I couldn't cast anybody in this. It was a little bit weird movie to cast people in.
All right. Daniel?
Yes, sir. I have 4. Indiana Jones, I cast as Cody because he would definitely try and fly with a gun.
Nice.
Number 2, I have Marion, and that is Cody because he would go on a treasure hunt over a couple $1,000s. Until I get my money,
$1936.
you got more
Yeah.
than this than you bargained for. I'm your goddamn partner. Cody would definitely be after that thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Marcus, I have Cody
I see a theme here.
because he would believe in a conspiracy surrounding the Ark of the Covenant.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my last one was Sala, and I have Cody because Cody says some cool shit and is a loyal friend. Like Sala has that song he likes to sing, and like he says cool shit. Also, Cody would be the one to be like, "Man, that sucks that your wife died, but life goes on, man. Let's go get the Ark of the Covenant."
More on Sala. That was one of my backup song moments. Is basically when Sala's singing, you know that he is fucking stoked and high on life.
Yeah,
So I always love when Sala's singing.
Yeah.
like he gets the 3 kisses from Marion, and he's just like, "Oh, da 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 da."
I am the monarch of the sea.
All right, so I said none of you are Indiana Jones. Sorry, losers. But
I take that.
Yeah, that's true.
I resemble that statement.
I did have Daniel as Satipo, Alfred Molina's character, because he turned heel, of course.
Yeah, he does turn heel.
I also had John as Jock. See Dave's response. I had Kevin as Marion because he's probably winning the shot game. Maybe I'm off on that, but he's at least going to try to play the shot game. He's not winning.
I'm not a
All right,
liquor guy.
Dave is Marion, and Kevin is the dude that loses to Marion. I'll renege my statement there.
Yeah,
And
I
then
stay away from liquor. Try to, anyways.
And then I have Eric as Sala because he's a good ally to have. So Dave and I were pretty much on that.
It was tough to really pinpoint.
I know. None of you are indie, though. All right, 2 categories. We've got the podium roles, or the poem. So, obviously, let's talk about Harrison Ford.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait,
No?
we have a no?
I have a no.
I
Oh,
am
boy.
shocked that Kevin says something against all of
Hot
us.
take.
Okay,
All right,
before
agree?
All right, let's hear it.
Wait.
Let's hear it. So,
Yeah, no, I want to hear the 3 that
Yeah.
he thinks are
All right,
better
fine.
than.
And then
I
I'll-
can't
I
Jones.
can name
Okay.
5.
okay.
Oh my God.
Name 5 better
It's
than
a top
Indiana
5.
It's a top 5.
I've got a top 5 I didn't even know about.
That's fucking 3 top 5s in one episode.
We are talking about the
It's gonna be a
movie.
long one.
We are talking about the movie, not the role.
Jones. No, it's the podium roll.
No,
It's podium
that's
roll.
not. That's not that's not the question.
Well, it's his list.
It's my list.
All right.
It's my list, Dave.
It's a podium.
We'll
It's a
entertain.
My
podium
list.
role
Let's hear
for
it.
the actor. Is it a podium role
for
not
this movie.
movie?
It's a podium role for the movie.
No, it's
All right.
podium roll for the actor. And it's
Podium
been
roll
that
for the
way
movie.
for 53 weeks.
Nope, not yet.
Is this a podium role for any of the top billed cast members? Is this a podium role for any of the top billed cast members? Podium role for any of the top billed cast members. Podium role. The podium role. Is this a podium movie? No, actually, is this a podium role for any of the top billed cast members?
Nope, not yet. Number 5 is The Last Crusade. Number 2. Number 4.
He plays the same
Yeah,
character.
Yeah.
That's why this is not my. This is my list. It's movie, not the role. My number 4 is Temple of Doom. My number 3.
You're such a troll. Number 4 is Temple of Doom.
My number 3.
I can't say that.
Should I just stop right now?
No, keep going.
My number 3 are the Star Wars trilogy, original ones, and I'll just leave it at that.
Wait, number.
Say it again.
Do you mean number
3, 2, and 1 are
so-
1,
okay.
2, and 3 in my Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah, Jar Jar
And
Binks. is sick.
so this does not make even the
It would be
top
number.
5
This
for
would.
Harrison
It would be
Ford.
my number 6.
So what Kevin just did was show that, yes, this is one of his podium roles. Kevin did not answer the question correctly because his brain does not work very well. It is a little pickled.
I like I like the
It's one
sequel
of his
and the
podium
third
roles.
better, and I like everything Star Wars better. Well, original Star Wars.
So, yeah, but you said his top 5 roles were 3 of them were Han Solo and 2 of them
And
were
the other
Indiana Jones. That means your top 2 are Han Solo and Indiana Jones.
So
And then something else.
But this was
Yeah.
not his best portrayal of Indiana Jones.
Exactly.
Like
Yes.
Kevin, if you would have told me like his character in The Fugitive that I can't even name, his
Dr.
character,
Richard Kemble.
his character in Air Force One that I can't even name,
I
like
kill my
United
wife.
States.
I don't care.
Get off my plane.
So So I wrote down that Indiana Jones and Han Solo's characters or roles are probably maybe the best 1-2 punch out there. Is there a better 1-2 role wise?
Well, yeah, that's why they're all
Roll.
The first three of each movie are top 6.
Yeah.
My top 6.
But if we do math
Okay, Kevin.
and we divide 6
Kevin.
by 3, we get top 2 rolls. That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
Kevin,
that's
would
what I'm
you-
saying.
Kevin, would you say that this is a top role? Like, would Indiana
Define role.
Jones be a top role for Harrison Ford, in your opinion?
Yes, but this movie wouldn't be a top.
He's doing it.
This wouldn't be a top. But this wouldn't be a top 3 movie for Harrison.
That
Ford.
is not okay. That's fine. That's not what I asked.
I thought that's how this went before. Was a top
All right.
3 movie
just
for
explained
Harrison
it to
Ford,
you,
and we
like,
distinguished
not even
different
5 minutes
movies and
ago.
not the role.
That's all
But
right.
the
Podium
previous podcast we did it by the movie, not the role.
Is this a podium role for any of the top billed cast members?
Previous podcast we did it by the movie, not the role.
Is this a podium role for any of the top billed cast members?
We did it by the movie, not the role.
Podium role for
Previous podcast.
podium role.
Previous Previous podcast we did it by the movie, not the role.
Is this a podium movie? No, actually, is this a podium role?
No, it's always been
We
podium
always do
role.
the role.
It's always been the role.
Yeah.
It's always been the role, but most of the time, most of the time, actors are not. They don't get to be the same character through multiple good movies.
Yeah, I'm sure that there were podcasts in the past that we distinguished that it was the movie, not the role.
You're wrong.
Was this a top 3 movie? Top 3.
You're wrong.
I might be wrong. I'm wrong.
All right.
I'm
Does
wrong.
anybody
I'll
have
leave it at that.
I want to hear. Okay,
I'll just
so
cut that one out.
I do
No,
want
that's
to hear.
staying in.
All right. I know.
Like, I'm like
It's up to the
98%
editor.
sure. I'm like 98% sure.
So, does anybody have an answer for the third role for him? I said Deckard from Blade Runner.
That would be mine because it's his most acting role,
Yeah,
his
I
don't
most
even know
serious,
what I would say.
hard-boiled role.
Dr. Richard Kimball.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Fugitive. Yeah, that's what I would say. That.
All right. Next, we have Karen Allen as Marion.
Yes.
Did anybody recognize her as the Sandlot mom?
Yes, that's my number 3.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's number 3.
I
What
do
else do you have
now.
on there?
Number 2 was this. Number 1 was Scrooged.
Yeah, I was going to say
Oh,
she
she was
was
in
Claire
Scrooge.
Phillips in Scrooge. She was also the main character. Well, Jeff Bridges, the main character in Starman, but she plays his counterpart in that, which is a really good movie. In her first movie, she was one of the main girls in Animal House, so she actually has a pretty good list there.
Okay.
But I said yes
I only
as well.
know her from this.
Yeah, and the Sandlot mom,
Well, yeah, but
not
I
as the
forgot.
Sandlot mom. Yeah, fair. I just
My
had
brain
2 other.
was-
I had 2 other people on there. Was John Rhys Davies, who is Sala.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what other big franchise he's a part of?
He's Gimli.
He's Gimli. Very
oh,
good.
he's
Dan.
Gimli?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Gimli.
Oh.
Hell
Isn't
yeah.
that cool?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
No, the name
Yeah.
sounded familiar, but I didn't recognize him from
Oh my
anything
god.
else.
Yeah, like
Isn't that cool?
I heard Gimli talk in my mind. And I was like, "Oh, that's just him."
Yep. And then I also wrote down Paul Freeman or Belloc,
Yeah,
Obviously,
he played
yes.
Ivan Ooze in the Power Rangers movie.
but he played Ivan.
Are you
Ooze.
serious?
Yes. Also,
So
the other,
so this is number 2 for him.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
exactly.
mean,
This is
Yeah.
number 1.
Yeah.
and number 3 is a movie that we haven't done yet. Hot Fuzz.
Oh.
He's Reverend.
Oh, yeah.
Who is he in
Shooter.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Philip Shooter.
Could have done Hot Fuzz. Twice.
We
We had two options to.
We'll get there one
still
day.
could.
Hey, listen.
Voters turned it down.
I'm not
I turned it down.
I am not mad at Kevin
Yeah.
for picking Transformers because that led to Banuary, and Banuary is the peak of our existence.
That was
honestly, I think-
That's fair.
Like not just us. The human species has never been as good as Banuary.
That's January.
Yeah,
That's
I don't.
fair.
I think that might have been like the best idea I've ever had in my whole life and will ever have.
I'm glad I started it.
Yeah. So I'm not mad at Kevin for that.
Yeah.
One.
No.
Red Heat, yeah, he still can get heat for that, but not for
We're
Transformers.
We're
Yeah,
merely
Police Academy.
traveling through history. This, what are we talking about again? Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
This is history.
I'm also not upset at Police Academy because it kind of not reminded, but just showed us how bad it is. Like I didn't realize how dumb it was. Like
Yes, it was
I'm
not
kind of
great.
glad it was an awakening moment.
Here's some
that,
other
damn,
stuff
this movie
coming out in
sucks.
1984.
I would right because if I was asked if that was a
We
good
all
movie, I
know.
would have said yeah.
We all know that
Before watching.
Terminator is number one for 1984. If
Definitely
you
is.
don't say
Not the
that,
album.
you don't know movies.
I will agree with
You
you.
guys weren't alive. I wasn't alive,
None.
but it's number one.
And we'll finish with does this podium not in 1984 but in 1981. All right, birthday boy. What is your top 3 in 1981?
Number 3, The Evil Dead. Number 2, Clash of the Titans. And number 1, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Nice.
We
Yeah,
have
this was a
one.
pretty off year. When you look back at the 80s years, this was not the best year for the 80s. Eric?
A lot of
what'd you
horror
say?
movies came out this
Yeah,
year.
a lot
Yeah,
of horror
Sequels of horror movies.
Yeah.
I was like I looked through all the 81 movies and I was like I this is 1, 2, and 3.
Nice. Yes, nice. John?
All right. My number 1 is this movie, Raiders.
John, you go backwards, dude.
Well,
No, you know what? No, never mind.
It's John's list.
Yeah, John can go whichever way
in
he
no
wants.
particular order. All right, following up number 1 with Fifth, I'll go with Das Boot.
Dang. Wow, we are reaching here.
No, that's Fifth. And like you said, it's a shallow year for movies. Actually, my number 3 is Fox and the Hound, and my
Nice.
number 2 is Superman 2.
Nice. Interesting. Yeah, I saw Fox and the Hound and I thought of Kevin. Damn it. That movie's ruined, Kevin. What was your top 3 of that year? And I'm sure you'll say Fox and the Hound.
I'm definitely having it in. Raiders is number 4, so it's outside looking in.
You're out of your mind.
You're such a troll. Number 3. I have the same
what's
as Daniel.
number 3?
Number 3, I
Fox
have
and
the
the
same as
Hound.
Daniel. No, number 3 is
Evil
The
Dead.
Evil Dead.
There was a Bond movie that came out this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Number 2.
So right.
Number 2 is The Fox and the Hound.
Over Raiders of the
A
Lost
better movie
And then
than Raiders.
I do love that movie. I'm sorry I grew up with that movie and I adore that movie. It's a Disney cartoon that you guys are laughing at me about loving that movie. I'm sorry.
I like Disney movies.
But the number 1, a James Bond movie came out that year, and it's For
which
Your
one?
Eyes Only with Sir Roger Moore, and that is my number 1 movie.
Is that the one that wasn't part of the series, or was that?
It was a part of the franchise that stayed with the franchise. It wasn't a branch off.
No. I mean, like, there's one that wasn't. You said that there's one of those movies that wasn't like it's not considered.
We shall not name that movie.
Okay.
It'll
This
never
one-
be known. Just Wikipedia.
I just remember Dave saying he plays James Bond. Just kidding. I'll been out of shape.
It's never say never again, and you should never say it ever.
Oh my God, we
I
said
would've
we weren't
never
going to
gotten
name it.
Oh God,
I would never have gotten that.
Voldemort.
Beetlejuice, Damien, Dave.
All right, at number 3 I have Evil Dead.
Hey,
At
Seems
number
to be
2,
common.
At number 2, I got Mad Max 2, Electric Boogaloo. I mean, The Road Warrior.
Very nice.
And then number 1's Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Nice. Very
So
nice.
did we all have it number 1 except Kevin at 4?
Well, Matt hasn't gone yet.
Well,
Yeah, man, that's a gun.
Oh,
let's see what I think. I also had The Evil Dead at 3.
it
Seems to be a
doesn't
common
matter
pick.
what you think.
My number 2 was An American Werewolf in London. Have you ever seen that movie?
I've never
With,
seen it, but I've heard of it.
John Landis is a director. Very, very good movie. Probably underrated. And my number 1's Raiders. Duh.
Yeah. This was the best movie that came out this year.
Yeah, I don't know if it's much of a debate.
Yeah, your number 2
But-
is way out of left field.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
didn't
I
think
looked
that
through
was
the list.
way out of left field. When I saw it, I was like, I know of that movie, and I know that it's supposedly a good movie. So
It's
Oh,
it's-
there
it's
was
fucking
Chariots
solid.
of Fire, which no one picked, but that was
82
big,
maybe?
you know.
Ooh,
Whatever.
let's watch a movie about running.
Yeah.
I do like
Ooh,
that.
can I
movie,
run a
but-
mile in under 4 minutes?
I will say with Raiders is it's not the when I think of memorable scenes with Indiana Jones, all of that is like in the back of my mind. I think more of Temple of Doom and
Last
Last
Crusade.
and Last Crusade.
I think.
Yeah.
when
Well,
I think of the
if-
Chalice, I think the Invisible Bridge. I think of the
Yes.
the heart getting taken out. There's so much more in the second and third movie, and the first movie just kind of disappears in the back of my mind. Like I've watched this, and I felt like I watched it for the first time.
I mean, I think most people think Raiders is their favorite, or when you ask most people say Raiders. So I
Yeah.
don't think you're
Yeah.
wrong. And I said, I mean, all the quotes that you think of, most of them are Raiders, is Last Crusade. So I don't disagree. I just think
And they
Still
call back
an
to that
amazing
first
movie.
movie,
Oh,
too.
no.
Raiders has the callback moment where in Temple he tries to pull out his pistol, but he doesn't have it. That's a callback to Raiders. Raiders has the boulder, which is like the iconic.
yeah, that I
Yeah.
said,
That was the one
is
scene I
the
thought was
most
in the other.
iconic scene.
Yeah, I thought that was in
Yeah.
a different. In
I
in
Hate
one of the
Snakes
others.
is like established in this movie, and that's
Sure.
iconic.
Thanks for tuning into our show. Please like and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow us on your favorite social media platforms for clips, updates, and opportunities to vote on the time travel tournament. Let's
Oh,
go.
Do 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 do.